Following on from a recent video whereby I provided a quick and brief introduction to each of the implants currently available in Eve Echoes, a number of you have requested more detailed videos for these implants. So starting with today's subscribe button, I'll be covering one implant per week, with the first one to get the spotlight being the Focused Crystal. The Focused Crystal is the go-to choice for many laser pilots. Its primary ability has two effects. With the first effect, every successful hit grants you 2.4 Focused Crystal charges, with each full charge granting a bonus 1.5 laser damage. And it would help if I actually brought it up on screen right now. Missing the target even once resets the charges down to 0, taking that lovely damage bonus back down to 0 with it. All of this occurs passively, without once having to press the implant's own ability button, making it one of the most durable implants when it comes to repairing and maintaining the implant. With every level that you upgrade the implant, the total number of charges that you can stack up to increases, and with it comes a much greater potential DPS. All of these charges can be consumed with the use of the implant's button. When activated, the implant loses all of its bonus damage in exchange for temporary shields for up to 30 seconds. The amount of temporary shields gained is calculated by the damage boost effect that the implant had accumulated, multiplied by 50% of the ship's maximum shields. This can help save your ship when you're in a pickle with your shields failing, but you'll find that this button won't be getting a massive amount of use, and thus the implant will rarely need repairing. Upon levelling up to level 15, we've got the two options: Reutilization and Support Repair. Reutilization grants us a faster shield booster activation time, with the activation time reducing by 0.2% for every charge or level that has been stacked up on the Focused Crystal. Even if this implant is only at level 15, after a few successful hits with your lasers, your shield booster should be operating 4% faster than normal. So if you're running shield boosters, this is the option to choose at this level. But the odds are that, being a laser pilot, you prefer to instead use an armour tank. Armour tanked ships use less capacitor after all, enabling your lasers to run for much longer. And that's not mentioning the fact that a number of laser ships come with armour resistance bonuses and even more armour HP than they would have in their shield hit points. That's where this second option comes into play: Support Repair. This option grants you temporary armour instead of temporary shields when you use the implant's ability button, and the armour granted is significantly more than that found in the original ability, with the formula using 75% of the ship's maximum hit points instead of the previously mentioned 50%, and that's before you take into account the fact that your armour ships are typically going to have more armour hit points to work off of moving into that formula. So if you're armour tanking, this is definitely the level 15 choice for you. Moving on to the higher level abilities at level 30, we have ourselves Rapid Charge and Crystal Reinforcing. Rapid Charge allows you to charge up your Focus Crystal to full power 50% faster than before, by increasing the number of charges gained from each successful hit from 2.4 to 3.6. If you are frequently using this implant for ratting at range and find yourself missing those smaller targets every so often, this will enable you to recover your bonus damage back up to full significantly faster than before. But before you go ahead and choose this one, which already feels like it's an excellent choice, let's take one look at the other option. Crystal Reinforcing. Crystal Reinforcing increases the maximum level that your charges can reach, and this number is determined by your implant's current level. Whilst I do not know the formula that determines this at the level that you're at its best, it can provide an additional 80 charges for your focus crystal's maximum limit. This is significantly raising the bar for how much damage your ship is capable of putting out, and if you plan on shooting at a lot of structures, whether that be in Dormant Realms or at player-owned structures, this is most definitely the choice for you to make, as the odds of you missing the target and losing your bonus is exceptionally low, unless you somehow find yourself out of range of your target. For example, if you're under the effect of too much tracking disruption. So we have shield and armour tanking, and moving targets and stationary targets. Those are the choices we've had to make so far. So now we move on to the final ability unlock at level 45, Crystal Stimulation. When this second implant ability is activated, your focus crystal immediately gains 30 charges. This ability can be used every 91 seconds, that being a 1 second activation time and a 90-second cooldown. What this is giving you in essence is the ability to jumpstart your crystal and assist it in charging back up from empty again. There are no choices to be made here at level 45, but having unlocked this ability, it does make one look back at the previous choices, especially considering how one of those options was the ability to charge up faster. If Crystal Stimulation is combined with Rapid Charge, the total number of charges that can be gained is 50, with 30 being granted immediately upon activation. The remaining 20 would take a total of 6 shots to reach a fully charged status. That's pretty fast. Alternatively, if we were to combine Crystal Stimulation with Crystal Reinforcing, our maximum number of charges we can achieve is likely to be 130, with 30 of those being granted upon activation. I say likely here because, as you can see, I do not have a level 45 implant to showcase myself. Those remaining 100 would take a total of 42 shots to reach the maximum damage bonus. There is no clear, definitive choice as to which is outright better than the other, as it all comes down to the circumstances upon which they are used. But the advice I gave earlier for the two options regarding movement targets or static ones still stands to some extent. So what do I think about the Focus Crystal implant? Well, it's an excellent choice for laser pilots who prefer to either shoot at range or at a static target, with no intention of missing their targets, and given its initial ability, I would recommend ships using this to be shield tanked whilst they are under the level of 15 to make the best use of the implant's secondary effect. But if you're brawling away with an armour tank and are missing your targets as much as you hit them, this implant simply isn't the one for you. If that's the case, you want to hit that subscribe button so you can stay notified for when the Pulse Crystal implant gets its very own video. And if you happen to be wondering where you can get the Focused Crystal implant in game, it is a guaranteed first completion reward in the Dormant Realm Imprisoned in Silence at the levels 4 and 7. Yes, those Dormant Realms are capital Dormant Realms, but there are many helpful people who will carry you through these for free. And if your corp runs these Dormant Realms frequently, just ask around about getting a carry. If your corporation doesn't have that option available to you, there are players on Discord who will offer it for a fee. And trust me when I say that the fee is a lot cheaper than the alternative of buying the implant off of the in-game market. If you already have this implant at level 45, feel free to share your experiences with it in the comment section below, as well as any questions you might have regarding the implant if you don't have it at that level. Thanks again for watching this video right through to the end, and big shout out to everyone who has supported this channel so far. Thanks again, and fly casually in New Eden.